Hey everyone, I'm Mary and I'm here with number 8 wire, and today I'm going to show you how to swap out the power steering fluid in a 2002 Honda Odyssey without using an automatic pump. All right, here's my estimate from Midas, and the two things that I'm interested in doing on my own are the power steering fluid exchange and the transmission fluid exchange. Now, if you look at their estimate, they're estimating $129.99 for power steering fluid and an additional $227.99 for the auto transmission fluid. And I'm going to show you how I'm doing both of those today. And we're going to do them both for around $50. So here I have my receipt from AutoZone, and you can see the cost for all the fluids that I'm going to be using. So we're doing power steering right now, but I also have a video for transmission fluid, and the total was about $43. I also bought a transfer pump on Amazon that was about $8. So we're looking at, between $50 and $52 total to do all of these fluid exchanges. So here is my handy dandy siphon or transfer pump that I got from Amazon. It's very basic. There's a pump in the middle and two pieces of plastic tubing, one on either side. The pump has an arrow in the middle, and that points to the direction that the fluid is going to leave from. When you do use this, make sure that that's pointing to the right direction, towards the exit, if you will. You can see that it is very basic. There are three pieces, and there are two clips that attach to the tubing. And those two clips that are gold help to keep the tubing in place. Also, I highly suggest testing this before you use it. Once I put mine together, I tested it with water and then I tested it with the windshield wiper fluid. So lower risk liquids, just to make sure it works correctly and you know how to do it. The first thing you need to do is locate the power steering reservoir. I have my hood open and I'm on the passenger side and I'm looking for this red cap. This is the power steering reservoir. My car is pretty dirty, but if you look on the side, you can see that there's a min and a max, and the fluid level is okay, but the color is not. And I will show you what that looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and unscrew this cap. Now you can't really see, but you did just see a drop come out. If I show you this, it's brown, so it's not horrible, but it definitely needs to be changed since it should be a clearer color. Now I'm gonna grab that siphon that we looked at earlier. This is my reservoir where I'm gonna put the power steering fluid that I need to remove. And make sure when you're doing this that the arrow is pointing in the correct direction. So this means that the liquid is gonna go out, and I'm gonna wanna put this part of the tube into this jug. We have one tube in the reservoir, and I'm gonna put this tube into the power steering fluid reservoir like this, and it's already hit the bottom because I can't put it in any farther. I have this in the reservoir, this down below. The one thing you can do is if your jug is moving, just put some water in it, put any liquid in there to get it to stay. So I'm gonna go ahead and pump. You can see it start to come out. If I keep pumping, now you can see that I'm still manually pumping it. Sometimes gravity will take over and it'll suction out on its own. In this case, I'm just going to keep pumping. And you can see and start to hear that we're getting towards the bottom. Pretty quickly, we're already about done. So I'm just going to keep doing this until I'm not getting any more out. Pretty much gotten to the end. You can see it. There's not really much coming back out. And if you look in there, it's empty. And if you look over here, you can no longer see that line of fluid. Just try to zoom in here. You can see it's empty. So yes, it's not perfect, but it's totally fine for what we're doing. So now I'm going to remove this tube and then start the next step. As a note, when you pull this out, you'll see that it's dripping a little bit. So make sure that you have paper towel or something similar so that it doesn't drip all over the vehicle. Okay, and just to remind you, this is what the color of the power steering fluid that was in there looks like. You can see it looks like iced tea, basically. And what we have is our replacement power steering fluid. Make sure that you get a brand that works for Honda. You can see that it lists the cars right here, the types of cars, but if you look on the back, there's more detail about which vehicles it works for. So just make sure that you get one that is Honda compatible. And then it only takes about 12 ounces. So I will refill the entire power steering fluid reservoir with this, but I will also be sure to watch those fluid levels on the side to make sure I don't go above the max. Now, before I pour this in, I just want to show you the color of clean power steering fluid. It's basically clear. So again, if we go look at what I pulled out, looks like iced tea, and this is what new power steering fluid looks like. It's clear. I am actually just going to clean out this tube, the siphon, and use it to put the liquid back in. I just have a cup of water here. Yes, it's oily, so you have to keep that in mind, but I'm just gonna squeeze it, and you can see that the old power steering fluid is coming out. So we'll just do that a couple times until it's mostly clear. And to get the last little bit out, I just held it up to let gravity finish it off. So now we're going to swap it out and put in the power steering fluid. The arrow is pointing outward into the reservoir, and the other part is inside the power steering fluid. And I'm going to start pumping. Then just keep an eye on it. Make sure this doesn't pop out. See, it's coming through. It's going in. So just do that until this is empty. You can see that the fluid's in there, and because it's clear, you actually can't see the line very well. If you look though, it does look a little high, and it could just be because we didn't quite completely remove everything, which is normal. So I might take like a tiny little bit out because I can just tell by looking it's above that upper fill line. Okay, so I've gotten it a little bit lower. It looks good. The only thing left to do is replace the cap. You just twist it in, make sure it's down, and then if you spill anything like I did, just clean it up a little, and that's it.